former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, says that at the rate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was going, he might soon imprison all Nigerians for his own security. Atiku also criticized the Tinubu administration over the prosecution of self-acclaimed human rights activist Omoyele Sowore. Atiku said that Sowore's prosecution, as well as the arrest and detention of Professor Usman Yusuf, a former executive secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme, amounted to, and I quote, systematic harassment and intimidation, end of quote. Now, on Wednesday, operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arrested Professor Yusuf over an alleged 4 billion naira fraud, amongst other accusations. Atiku also described Sowore's prosecution as baseless, adding that the Tinubu's administration may soon imprison everyone who criticizes his administration. Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss the import of those comments from the former vice president, especially in the context of partisan politics preceding the next general election in 2027. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. So let's get started. Yes. What do you make of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's statements?
They are political statements. And to say that if Tinubu continues, everybody will be in detention is an exaggeration. The two cases he mentioned are cases in court. If you have a case in court, doesn't mean you are in detention. You could be granted bail, depending on the sort of case you have. You are under the rule of law, and nobody is above the law, including the president. So let me leave it at that for now.
Oh, Mr. Sobowale, well said. What implications do you think this tension between government and opposition could have when it comes to Nigeria's democratic stability?
Well, it shows we are running a democracy, a virile democracy. Look, since the end of the election, I think Atiku, Obi, and so many people have criticized it. We have criticized this government here too. We have done that almost every day of the week. And that means you are running a robust, virile democracy. You see, if I compare us with the US and the ordeal the president went through, he coined some words that lawfare, they are using the law to harass him, weaponization of the Ministry of Justice, political victimization, and all of that. But he went to the polls, they went to the polls, and they won. So the final arbiter, at the end of the day, is the electorate. Let me leave it at that for now.
Okay.
But some will beg to differ that the way the polls were conducted in 2023, that's not the case in Nigeria.
You are dwelling in the past.
It's not about dwelling in the past.
Look,
the past is a fulcrum of what we have in the present,
and
also a base for the future.
Our electoral process,
yes,
it's clear. Election, litigation, if you are not satisfied, and pronouncement by the Supreme Court.
Mr. Sobowale,
yes.
you said litigation. Can we just talk about that for a moment?
Yeah.
Beyond rhetoric, what legal options are available to opposition figures who might feel like they're being targeted?
But they have their day in court. They have their day in court. You know how many cases Trump had in court? Although, one thing you can say is that he had the means.
True.
Being a billionaire to defend himself. But in Nigeria, let's not exaggerate. Look at our newspapers. They are full of criticism of this government. That's the nature of our own politics. Look at the newspapers, watch the television. Nobody has ever kept quiet over any perceived infringement of the rights of people and all that. That's why Sowore was persistent. It's in the mold of Fani Kayode. And there are many people still out there, the human rights group. I think this is one of the most watched political systems in Africa. I'm telling you, a virile press. And see, I'm not holding brief for anybody, but we are under the rule of law. At the end of the day, if you have dispute, you go to court. If you are not satisfied, you appeal. But then, if you want to overturn the system because you are not satisfied, because that's treasonable felony, you're on your own. So what's the next question?
Yeah, so speaking about now looking at it closely,
Yeah.
a lot of people have said that more than ever before, especially in this administration. The way freedom of speech is being coerced, as some would say, slander or libel or whatever the case may be. Or when you go, when you probably put it on social media, and some will look at it and say that, oh, this is cyberbullying and the rest of them. Then you're almost, when you do that,
there is more cyberbullying going on in social media than in the political terrain. You know that? And character assassination and all that.
Nobody knows. So the question, so now,
what's your question?
So my own question is this. And they've always held this administration and this particular, and the political party in government, that at a certain time where vile statements were being made, nobody seemed to have spoken about cyberbullying and the rest of them. And right now they are being given a taste of their own medicine, but they don't seem to like the taste of it.
Cyberbullying is you are going to another sphere. On the ground, on the pages of newspaper, on television, you have a robust media, and we have a robust electorate and a very robust political leadership in opposition. I'm proud of them, if you are not. Get me? But this place, this we can't say Nigeria is a dead political system.
No, but opposition.
Like
now opposition.
Yes.
Opposition from individuals, not from political parties, because in that Atiku statement also, the way he also opined.
Yeah, you have left out what he said.
No, so
talking of. No, let us discuss what Atiku said.
Yeah, so he also opined that the way the Tinubu administration is going about their own politics, they are gearing towards a one-party state.
Yeah, let's discuss that. That is more meaningful. You discussed it earlier this week.
Yeah, we did.
And he knows what he said. He even went for that. He said they had given these people 50 million. You get me? To buy them. So that's the nature of politics again. If you are, some people are crossing over to APC, whether you like it or not. Even from Labour. That is the nature of the party in power. When PDP was in power, people crossed over to them. You get me? The concept here is come and eat.
But they were not sharing money.
It's when people are not satisfied enough that we have, there's a crisis inside. They don't call you. Okay, yesterday we had the discussion here. You are still here. You get me? And you are very critical. I am critical, but I want to find solution for them if I can. That's my own.
Well said, Mr. Sobowale. I know you gave us the American example, your favorite, when you were doing a bit of comparison. But when you compare the patterns in terms of the president's or this administration's approach to criticism to what we've seen, whether it's on the state level or federal levels, like how do you see it?
See, you are talking of criticism because of Atiku's generation. I mean, it's Atiku's observation, which is an isolated case. But I tell you, at state level, at federal level, do you think people acknowledge criticism in this place? They don't. There was an emperor in European history. He said, my people and I have reached an understanding which satisfies us both. They have to say what they like, and I'm to do as I like. That's what they call benign neglect. But we have not given up. They know that if they do anything, people will pick them up and tell them to follow the rule of law. And that's why I'm earning a living now, telling them to live within the rule of law. So next.
I want to say thank you very much. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Have a wonderful week and enjoy the new months ahead.